Well, much has been reported about Brazil's Amazon rainforest, and how it's under threat in large part because of massive deforestation. But the world's second largest tropical rainforest is facing the same peril. CNN's Zain Asher breaks it down for us.
The Congo Basin is often called the lungs of Africa because of how sacred it is for our environment. It is one of the most important wilderness areas left on the planet. It provides food, water, and medicine to about 75 million people. And the rainfall the Congo Basin generates actually stretches all the way from the Sahel to parts of Ethiopia. It is also crucial for limiting the effects of climate change. Sadly, the world's second largest rainforest is disappearing. As the world's population increases, so does demand for its resources. Hunters kill endangered animals for bushmeat. Poachers have drastically reduced the number of elephants, and the demand for charcoal, rubber, timber, palm oil has led to massive amounts of deforestation. In fact, Global Forest Watch estimates that between 2012 and 2019, deforestation in the Congo Basin has more than doubled, and mining for resources like diamonds, petroleum, and coltan, which is used to make cell phones, has led to a huge amount of soil erosion. Because the Congo Basin plays such a major role in regulating climate, all of this disruption to the ecosystem is having dire consequences. One study found that trees in the Congo Basin absorb roughly 1.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide each year. The basin also plays a major role in regulating rainfall patterns in other parts of Africa, and drastic ecological changes has led to massive amounts of food and water insecurities for populations that are already vulnerable. During the recent COP26 summit, world leaders promised to end deforestation. The UK and the EU started a $1.5 billion fund to help protect the Congo Basin. Some countries have made it illegal to import timber from the region. All of this is, of course, a step in the right direction, but there needs to be a massive amount of time, money, and most importantly, commitment between local governments to save this precious part of the world.
Well, time now for the exchange and the growing calls for leaders to focus more on what's happening in the Congo Basin. Joining me now is ANDOH Rex, the Congo Basin Forest Mobilization Officer for GREENPEACE Africa. Good to have you with us.
Good. Thanks for having me, Linda.
So the Congo Basin is the second largest tropical rainforest in the world's largest carbon sink. And as Zain noted in her report, a study in Nature magazine found that the Congo Basin trees absorb as much as 1.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide every single year. We talk about the importance of the Amazon rainforest often, but we need to ensure the Congo Basin is protected, right?
Yeah, we really need to ensure the Congo Basin is protected. And I'm happy that the urgency is really now for this to happen, because researchers even predict that in the next century, if this is not protected, we might lose the Congo Basin forest. And this forest, like mentioned earlier, it's really, really important, especially to the communities living in this forest. Their livelihood is being threatened because of the huge human rights violations by multinationals who come in to exploit the forest.
We also talked to us a little bit about your work with GREENPEACE. What do you do to help reduce deforestation and to improve conservation of the basin?
Okay, we do a lot of work in the Congo Basin to improve this. Firstly, we work with local communities to actually amplify their voices, especially when these rights are violated. Because example is in Cameroon, you have the Baka indigenous community whose land, they have been driven away from their land by a Singaporean-based company called Halcyon Agri, who cleared over forests over the size of Paris just to plant rubber. and these communities have been stripped of their livelihood. They don't have their food to access to food, and as well as their shelter. So what we do is we work with these type of communities to actually give them the space to amplify their voices. We don't only work with local communities, we also work with the local groups on the ground who are directly working in with these communities to see how we can actually look for solutions and actually push, protect the community rights. And we also work, like myself directly, I work with youth groups. I built volunteer groups both in Cameroon and DRC, and also work with youth groups to create this environmental awareness with the people of Congo Basin, because the urgency is that let the people of Congo Basin actually see the importance of the forest and actually be the first people to stand in front and say, no, this forest is really important for the people and as well as the biodiversity of the Congo Basin forest. If we are actually push this awareness, then others can see the importance, and why not start seeing the Congo Basin, the lungs of Africa, as the Amazon Basin forest, which has this exposure today.
ANDOH, I'd love it if you could explain more about the peatlands, because as far as I understand it, these have been storing and accumulating carbon in some areas since the Earth's last ice age. And if disturbed, they could rapidly release carbon, some calling it a carbon bomb.
Yeah, like you said, it is really scary. Like it's really a carbon bomb, because the forest, the Congo forest, has a huge capacity in storing carbon, right? So we have we could estimate that the Congo Basin, the peatland sinks the carbon that from the atmosphere, it sink into the biomass of the trees of the Congo Basin, as well as the peatland which was discovered in DRC and many other peatlands which has not been discovered. So if this forest is not protected and this forest is cleared, it means that all this huge carbon stored in the peatland, as well as the biomass of these huge trees, will be exposed to the atmosphere, and it will only continue to increase the climate crisis that we are already facing. So we are saying that the time is now for our government to actually stop all the bad policies that they're doing in exposing the Congo Basin forest to illegal activities. Like you see, we're just running a campaign in DRC wherein the government wants to uplift the moratorium of logging concession, which have been existing since 2002. Meaning, if they uplift this concession, this moratorium, that would mean new concessions, both timber as well as agribusiness, will come in and exploit this forest, and therefore that will lead to massive deforestation, wherein the forest will be cleared, the peatlands will be exposed, and all this carbon which is sink in the peatland will get into the atmosphere, and that is a huge risk for both the sub-Saharan Africa, because for both sub-Saharan Africa and the world at large. So it is really important for the world to see this Congo Basin forest as a huge carbon sink potential to solve the climate crisis that we have in the world. Over.
All right. Well, we appreciate all your work, ANDOH Rex, Congo activist who is the mobilization officer for Greenpeace Africa. Thanks so much for your time. We wish you all the best.
Thank you, Linda, and thanks for the good work.